Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another video on JavaScript methods and events in 30 days challenge. Today we are going to do the Array.from method. And basically in this video, I'm going to show you 5 different ways on how to effectively use the Array.from method in order to solidify your understanding about the method itself. So before we actually get started, what is Array.from method? Well, basically, the Array.from method in JavaScript is used to create a new array instance from an array-like or iterable object. So to get started, we are going to use the Array.from method to convert a string to an array of characters. So to get started, I will go with a variable called convert strings, and it's going to be equals to our text hello, just like that. And in here, we can just go with another variable called result, and we are going to assign it to our array.from method, right, like that. So in here, we just need to pass in the convert string variable. So if I log the result to the console, I'll go with result. You can see we have an array of characters. Life is great. So this is going to enable you to convert any string into array, depending on how you want it. So this is a great opportunity for us to actually make use of this method to convert strings into arrays like this. So now that we've seen the basics example of how the Array.from method works on strings, let's look at how to convert a set to an array using the Array.from method. So to get started, I'll go with another variable called convert set, and it's going to be equals to new set, just like that. So inside the parentheses, I'm going to pass in an array. So in here, I could just go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Well, before we actually use our Array.from method, let's log the variable to the console for us to see the result that we'll get. So I'll go with convert set, just like that. And then you can see we have a set of numbers. Life is great, but we can actually convert this into an array. So the way that works is by going with another variable called array set. That is going to be my variable name. And in here, we are going to use the Array.from method, just like that. So in here, all we need to do is to pass in the convert set. So if I log the array set to the console, we should actually see an array of numbers. So basically, in this example, we have turned a set into an array. Life is great. And then we are able to do that using the Array.from method. So if you understand that, let's move on. So another cool thing that we can do with Array.from method is that we can use it as a map function. So basically, the way the map method works on array, we can actually achieve the same thing with Array.from method. So for me to actually show you how it works, let's create a variable called map items. That is going to be my variable name. And then I will assign it to array of random numbers, like that. And right here, I'm going to create another variable called result item, like that. And then I will assign it to our Array.from method. And inside the parentheses, we need to pass in a couple of things. So the first thing is to pass in my iterable object, which is the map items that we have right here. You can just copy it and paste it right here. And after that, we need to have our callback function in place. And then I will have my parameter in place. And the parameter is going to be num, like that. So I will have my curly bracket in place. And what do we want to do? We want to return all the numbers multiplied by the number itself, like that. So basically, we are going to get a new array containing the double of all the numbers that we have inside this array. So for me to actually see the result, let's log our result item to the console. So I'll go with result item, and then you can see 7 multiplied by 7 is going to give us 49. And just like that, we were able to achieve what map method can do with Array.from method. And basically, this is the same process that you're going to follow if you were to use Array.from method to map through an item and get a new array in return? Well, if you understand this, let's move on to the next point, which is to generate a numeric sequence with Array.from Method. So to generate a numeric sequence using the Array.from Method is quite simple. So I'll go with a variable called num_sequence. That is going to be my variable name. And then what we want to do is to go with our Array.from Method like that. So inside the parentheses, we need to pass in our iterable object. So in here, I'll go with the object, and then the key is going to be our length property. Then the value is going to be how many number do I actually want to return from this functionality. So let's say I want to return from 1 to, let's say, 50. All I just have to do is to pass the length of 50 as the value. And after that, what I need to do is to have my callback function in place. So inside the parentheses, what we want to do is to pass in totals, which means that the first value inside our callback function is going to be neglected. Like, we don't actually need anything from this value. But the second parameter is going to be the index. We actually need the index for us to do the functionality. So in here, what I'm going to do is to return the index plus 1. And basically, what we're doing is that every time you iterate over our item, take 1 and put it inside our array. So the next time you iterate over it, add 1 to the previous number, which is going to give us 2, and so on until we get all these items. So for us to actually see what we get in the console, let's log our num_sequence. And just like that, you can see we have from 1 to 50, just like that. Well, this is a great way for us to do a bunch of cool things with all this Array.from method. And guys, if you understand how this works, let's move to the final one, which is to convert our NodeList to an array. For that, I have created a div, and inside the div, we have a bunch of paragraph tags. So to get started, I'll create a variable called btags like that, and then I will assign it to our document.querySelectorAll method like that. So in here, I'll just pass in my paragraph tags. So right here, I'll create another variable called result tags. That is going to be my variable name. And what we're going to do is to use our Array.from method like that. And in here, all we need to do is to pass in our p-tags variable. So if we log the result tag to the console, we should actually get something. But for that, we need to go to our browser. And in here, we're going to navigate to the console like that. And then, as you can see, we have our paragraph tags. Life is great. So even a NodeList can be turned into array using the Array.from method. So guys, these are some ways that we can use to accomplish some tasks using the Array.from method. If you really want to challenge yourself, you can actually try to build a much more complex project in order to solidify your understanding. So guys, with that being said, I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, make sure that you stay updated. Make sure that you keep practicing and never miss a day. So guys, with that being said, I'll see you in our next video.